Madam, okay, let me just quickly take you through. Now, what I've done, the first thing I've done, which I'm going to send a copy of this to you. This is just for you. I've given it, the file is named, it's your name that's there as the file name. So this is an exact replica of the nutrient composition data analysis values table from the software itself. But this is just a normal Excel file. I've just extracted it. And so what I've done is, as I told you before, you need to have all your nutrient values, all right, in the spreadsheet first of all before you can do any calculation. So you've got to know what those values are. Typically you would do a laboratory analysis to get that, but for the purposes of demonstrating what you've asked me to do, right, this is your Broiler Super Starter ration, like what I might call just a tentative ration that you've derived, or that you would like me to verify details about. All right, so in order for me to do what you've asked, I've got to first of all take all the ingredients you want to use, all right, and put them up in a table to replace what's there by default, and then put in the different nutrient values that they might have. Now what's happened is I've used what are the defaults that were available in my spreadsheet in my application. Then for those ones that I did not have anything for instance, in your case, I think what you have instead of corn bran is rice bran. All right, what I have done is to simply assume that my corn bran is the same as your rice bran, which is not true. But I'm doing that in order to be able to carry out this demonstration for your benefit. All right, so I'm changing it to rice bran. So these parameters you see here, these values, are actually just carryovers of mine. They are not from you, of course, as you know. So I just put the name of your own ingredient there, but it was actually originally corn bran from some of my other clients. All right, the groundnut cake, again, you have an entry here for groundnut cake GNC, but what I have done here is to simply assume that the groundnut cake you are referring to is exactly the same as the one in my application from somebody else's record that they sent to me when I was customizing the application for them. Now the others, I did not have anything for you on that. That's a cotton seed cake or cotton seed meal, sunflower cake, all that. So what I did was to go into let me even see, I've not even done it, I've not finished. I think for cotton seed, let me see what the protein content was. Good protein. Okay, that's what they have here, 45%. But let's just use it. So 45%. all right. So I have no idea whether or not that is representative of what obtains with your actual batch of cotton seed cake. I don't even know whether what you have is cake or meal, or I don't know which one you have. So those are things that have implications for whatever value we put in here. But I'm just doing this so I can demonstrate to you how you should go about yours. So the blood meal as well, the same thing. I went, I didn't have the values, so I went on the internet. This website is probably one website you want to get familiar with. It's called Feedipedia. It's like the encyclopedia for feed. All right, so you read about the literature concerning blood meal is on one page. That's the description. Then you have nutritional aspects, which is what I'm on right now. The description is here. All right, nutritional aspects, and then the nutritional tables. The nutritional tables are where typically you would find most of the, especially as fed. You see percent as fed, you know, that kind of thing. So it says 93.8 there. Well, my own experience, we've always used something in the neighborhood of 80%. So that's what I put here. It pays to, in many cases, I would say it pays to be a bit conservative. All right, and the salt, lysine, methionine. Again, these are figures I picked up from my own application. All right, so based on what people have been using. There's vitamin premix. It depends on what the composition of the premix is, so you will have to look at the sachet or the package for the premix and look at what the content of crude protein is and what other elements or nutrients are in it. Like the mixture is something that's used when we're actually compounding the ration and formulating the ration in the software. This becomes relevant. So right now it's not applicable here. So now these things, these are different ingredients here, are what you now have to use to formulate your ration. Okay, but first of all, like I said, you have to put in all the relevant nutrient values. So if there's an entry for calcium or phosphorus or fiber, you put them in, and then of course the price per kilogram of each ingredient is put in at the end here. Again, Those are things I would have needed from you, but I'm using the default that's available in my application. I think I just what I did was to go ahead and use the same values, if I recall correctly. Yeah, what I had for groundnut cake, I just replicated it and treated cotton seed and flour and sunflower cake as having the same exact price, which I'm sure will not be true. So you will be the one that will fill in this column. You know what the price per kilogram of each one is, because the software will take the price per kilogram you specify and use in calculating the total cost of the 1 ton of feed. That will come at the end by the time we are generating the ration. Right now we're just populating the nutrient table, the feed composition table. All right, okay, so I'm going to save this. Now I'm going to call up the software itself. There's a copy I sent you. So you understand what I'm saying, that the nutrient composition, of the different nutrients that are supposed to be in each of the ingredients, the key nutrients have to be put into the table based on a reliable source. Okay, typically laboratory analysis results, or maybe you have somebody that's already done his or her own lab analysis, and you're sure that his or her own batch of feed or ingredients are similar or close to yours in profile. Then you can borrow or obtain the results from that person and use in your own calculations. Because if you don't use the right, so you know what they say about garbage in, garbage out, if you don't use the right the right nutrient values, then you're just going to be wasting your time, because the results you get, the formula you get, will not work, because you are going to be working with inaccurate assumptions as a foundation for your calculations. All right, so let me log in. I told you what the password is. Logging in now, and then so this is the Ration Formulation interface, but the actual feed ingredients table, this is it here. So what I want to do is to show you how I'm going to carry what I've prepared in the other one and bring here. So I highlight everything, I press delete button, I highlight this end, and I press the delete button. Okay, and then I go into the spreadsheet, the one I had before, which I would have opened ahead of time. So I'll open it before I open the software. I highlight the range of cells that contain the values I need to put into the spreadsheet application, and then I come to the top left corner and I right click again. I say paste special, okay, and then I say values and I click OK. So you can see it just adds everything lovely. Then we go back and do one final copying from there, from the top down, for the price per kilogram. Right click, copy. Please note, you copy when you want to paste, you don't just paste directly. You right click and you say paste special. The reason is you don't want to let the formatting from the worksheet you're copying from be transferred into the spreadsheet. It can mess up the view. It's not likely to affect the actual values, but it might mess up the appearance of your spreadsheet and mix up. The formatting is designed to help you demarcate and separate different sections of the spreadsheet. Alright, so this is it. We've got these in here now, so I can delete this. We don't need it. So typically at this point you probably want to save all these things you have brought in, so you click the save button, but I'm going to skip that because I don't want to wait. I don't want the video to be long, so I'm going to now go to use Ration Formulator. Please understand what I said to you earlier. What we're doing here is we're working with information. Excuse me 1 minute. We're working with values that we've borrowed. These are not actual. I don't consider this to be reliable values. As you can imagine, I pick some from the web, pick some from my former client, from my other client. So you are supposed to get this from a reliable source. That's all the nutrient values for each of the ingredients must be obtained from the right source. Alright, so let's assume we're okay. So let's delete all these. That's what the first thing you do. Then you begin to choose the ingredients you want to use in your ration formulation. So based on what you gave me, I'll just go along the column like that, since that's exactly how they were entered. That's one. Next one is the rice bran. Okay, another way to do this to save time will just be to go back to that our borrow spreadsheet and just come here like this and do this. Okay, copy, come here, go in here. You don't have to go this way, you can do it manually one by one if you know it's going to get confusing. If you're scared you can get things wrong. but there's very little damage you can do. If you get it wrong, just close the file without saving it and reopen it again. Alright, so now let's look at your own desired value. You said you wanted to put 500 kg of maize and 50 kg of rice bran. Okay, I'm going to explain something about the interplay between the ingredients. Right now I'm just going through the mechanical aspect, but the actual feed formulation science, we're going to consider that in terms of anti-nutritional factors, the different interplay between different ingredients, their content of nutrients and the profile of nutrients they have, and how that affects your choice of usage. So because personally, for instance, I've seen something wrong with the kind of combination of ingredients you are using, but I just want to show you the mechanics of preparing it right now. Alright, so here this one is 500 kg. So again, another problem is this. Oh, I hope I'm not going to have a problem with this recording now. Let me stop here. Madam, okay, let me just quickly take you through. Now what I've done, the first thing I've done, which I'm going to send a copy of this to you,